Hey guys, it's the Bat. I'm back again with another comic book haul. This haul consists of books that cost me $1 and up. Just books that I've casually found in my search. And today I picked up a great find that really it made my day because it was wasn't really planned. And only thing I can tell you is that it's good that you have, when you got a comic book shop, wherever you go to get your comics or whatever, it's good when you have a relationship with the owner of the shop, um, because they can actually save you in a lot of ways, especially if they know, like the comic shops that I deal with, most of them know what I like. And sometimes they'll suggest books. And most of the time I buy them because they always, well, this one shop in particular, the owner really looks out for me. I mean, he'll tell me about a book, and I always buy it, and he's never really steered me wrong. Um, well, today I went in, I was just fooling around because I had dropped the wife off at her mother's, and I decided to go to the comic book shop and picked up my weekly books. And casually, like I always do, I said to him, well, what are you hiding? And normally that's on a Wednesday when the new comic books come in. He keeps the variants and stuff uh, in back of the register. And I always say, "What are you hiding?" You know, it's like our little inside joke. But this is Saturday. Today is Saturday, and I went in there to pick up my books because I didn't get them Wednesday. So to make a long story short, I asked him. I said, "What are you hiding?" He was like, "Nothing, nothing really," you know, because I guess he didn't think anything was impressive. But he said, "I did get a whole bunch of Star Wars books in." And I was like, "Okay, let me see what you got." And it was all Dark Horse Star Wars books. And I'll show you in the end what I picked up. And he's got some other books on hold for me for Wednesday when I come in. I'll get the rest of it Wednesday. But I was pleasantly surprised. All right, let's get on with this haul. I've been talking too much. Hero Comics 2011 edition. J. Scott Campbell cover. It's a really great, beautiful cover. I finally got the first issue of Squarriors, which is drawn by Ashley Witter, who, whatever happened to Ashley Witter? She was doing so good. She was coming on pretty strong. She came on around the same time as Frizen, maybe a little earlier than Frizen. And her work is so detailed, as you can see in the front cover of this book. And I was collecting the Squarriors, but I never could find issue number one. But this is the second issue number one. There's another issue number one that came out, I think, a year before. This is like the second volume. But I was still glad to get it. This one intrigued me. I've been getting into a lot of manga. This is Gray, number one. I'm not by, I can't say that name. Yushahisha or whatever. I can't do it. But I was glad to find issue number one of that book. I got Witchblade and Tomb Raider number one with a Michael Turner cover, which I was glad to get. Now, the actual owner of the shop, the father is retiring, so his son is the one that I basically deal with, the one who always gives me the break. But I've known the father as long as I've known the son, and I went in to pick up some books about a week or two ago, just fooling around, and he was like, "Well, let me ask you something. I'm trying to move books. I'll cut you some deals on these books. You know, any books in the back issue bin you see, I'll cut you a deal on them." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I spent close to $200 in there, and I picked up some books. This was one of them, DK, including some my regular books that I picked up. Dark Knight #3, The Master Race. I do not know who did this cover, but I thought it was a Jock cover. But it's not Jock, but it's actually really pretty good. This one I really wanted. Dark Knight 3, The Master Race. Artgerm cover of Wonder Woman and Batman. I've never seen it before. When I saw it, I definitely had to get it. Picked up another copy of Michael Turner's Supergirl #1. Every time I see it, I try to get it on the cheap. I got the Lego Supergirl variant for issue #36 of Supergirl. I found 3 more copies of Terrifics. And a lot of people give this book a lot of flack. And most of the time, if you really listen to people talk, it's because they never read it or they don't really know nothing about it. And they're so quick to put down something that they know nothing about. This was a great series. This entire series of the Terrifics, even though the New Age of Heroes didn't last long, this series lasted longer than any other comic book series. And not only was the Terrifics good, you had Silencer, Sideways. They were pretty good books. Sideways was a little iffy, but Silencer and the Terrifics were really good. And this was written by Jeff Lemire. And the art by Reyes is beautiful. This was a great series. And I do hope it goes a little further with that. So, I mean, you can still find this book in the dollar bins if you really look. It doesn't take that much to find it. And it's currently, what is it, like $20? Yeah. Justice League #26. I couldn't believe I found this. This book, for some, well, I know the reason, but it's a hard book to find because it's the alternate version of Children of the League, Justice League. And this character in particular was like the one that a lot of people were trying to figure out who the father was. And it ended up being somebody. I think I showed this book before. It sounds like I'm repeating myself. I could be. If I am, forgive me, because I got books all kinds of mixed up here. So if I'm talking about a book that I just talked about, please forgive me. I'm old. I'm an old man, you know. But this book, if you ever see it, it's good to have in your collection, because it's one of the books that from the Rebirth that was one of the books that stood out. I know I showed these books before. I think I did. But this is a variant to Batman #33. We'll go through it again. It's only a few of them. This one. And Adventure Comics #0. And what's significant about this book is it talks about the Black Lantern. The beginning of the Black Lantern started in this book right here. I tell you, age is a wonderful thing. Okay, these are some books I picked up. God, this is a video. Books are all kinds and mixed up here. But this is Vader Down, the variant edition. Anytime I see Bronze Age books that are almost immaculate, I get them. Especially if they're on the cheap. Superman 264. Superman 311. Definitely I had to pick them up. And it guest starred The Flash too. This is a variant of The Neighbors. The variant is from the movie. Oh man, come on. I can't get my mind together. The Body Snatchers. Good gravy. Yeah, this was an homage to the Body Snatchers movie. This is the Ric Flair VHS variant for issue #1 of Ric Flair. This is Seasons Have Teeth, the one per store variant, which is cool. Every time I look at him, though, I just see Commissioner Gordon. He just looks like Commissioner Gordon. World Tree. Now, A lot of people didn't get it because they were talking about, you'll see, a lot of the books had problems with the darkness, the tint on the front cover, and they were supposed to be returned back, but a lot of them did escape. I got some myself. This is the variant for issue number 1, and this is the other variant for issue number 1, the Jenny Frison cover. And let me see if I can find that World Tree. That's the recall one. Here it is. This is the recall one that's not supposed to have been sold. It was supposed to have been sent back because it's entirely too dark over here. All this, you should be able to see there's a body on the floor here that should be visible, but because the book was printed out so dark, they recalled it. Oh, put this back. This book is hot, and I got this book on a humble. I went to a different comic book shop, and it was just sitting there. I mean, it was just sitting there. At the time, I didn't know it was worth anything. I just thought it was a different version of the book that I had picked up. It's like 3 versions. I got the A cover, this cover, and there's another cover with a female Spider Woman on the cover. And I picked up Star Wars: The Old Republic number 4, number 5, and number 6. I also got in that sale Star Wars Yoda number 1, Second and Charles variant for Kanan, the Last Padawan, issue number 1. Kanan, the Last Padawan, get that reflection. Issue number 2. Let me put my other hand here. You don't really see this one too often, that variant. And I definitely was happy to get the animation variant for issue number 2 of Kanan. And I already had the issue number 1 from the week before. I had found that one. And I think there's issue number 3 has a animation variant too. But today, what I found today, I was like in just unbelief, because this was when I asked him, "What else are you hiding?" at the comic book shop, and he was like, "Well, I got some Dark Horse in, some more Dark Horse in," and I was like, "Okay, well, let me see what you got." So he showed them to me. Now I'm showing them in reverse what I got. Star Wars: The Clone Wars number 12. All of these books are stone cold mint. I mean, stone cold mint. There's no ticks, bumps, brips, blops, bloops anywhere on any of these books. This whole run is immaculate. Number 11, Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Number 10, number 9, number 8, number 7, number 6. That's my second copy of that one. Number 5, number 4, my second copy of number 3, my second copy of number 2, and this baby, the Coupe de Gracie, number 1. And I am so happy to own these books. And I mean, I paid a little bit for them, but nowhere near what they're worth, what they're really worth. And He's got some other books I'm not going to talk about. What I'm going to have on get from him on Wednesday, but man, it just made my month. You know, I am so happy that I got those books, and that's basically it, guys. That's all that I got, except for regular books. You know, I don't really show them unless there's something really that stands out. Anybody pick up your Batman Incorporated with the first appearance of, is it Dusty Bronco or something? The cowboy, one of the Joker Incorporated, first full appearance of him. Actually, Batman Incorporated #5 has one little image of him with some other characters. Also, they were saying something about Miles Morales is picking up. And this is the cover A. This book is getting hot too. The cover A for Marvel Voices Spider-Verse #1. Definitely had to pick up Dr. Aphra. I always get Aphra. This is another book that I picked up because of the Inferno Squad. Any books that kind of like tickle my fancy, I'll pick up. And normally I double up on. And that's basically it. Y'all guys be well, take care, and I will catch you again on the next video. Goodbye.